to do a PB, so Mauritius was really good, and it's very beautiful in Mauritius.
I thought you were going to mention Kilifi somewhere, because you recently participated in Kilifi, the triathlon and duathlon competition in Kilifi, and I heard you talk about how important it is to bring such competitions back home, even for some of athletes, because you see it's really expensive to travel. Maybe talk about the Triathlon Federation bringing it back home and how important it is even for athletes.
Yes, I really do thank our president for really pushing for triathlon in Africa and triathlon in Kenya. It started off as a zonal thing, so it used to be zone 2 and zone 4, and now we have African championships here. Of course, Kenya is really a very good place to compete in. So I'm thankful for that. It's fun. It's good seeing other countries coming here and enjoying our culture and heritage. So yes, I really do thank our federation for that.
And you're also the national team captain. What are the challenges? What challenges does that give you, considering the fact that you're also training yourself at the same time?
For me, I think I was born a leader. So
Iko kwa
damu, yeah. I don't find it challenging at all. Just putting athletes' voices at the center of every conversation we make. So it's easier for me or other athletes to get into the sport, because they know their voices will be heard through me. And talking to the president and advocating for them, since I've been in the sport since I was 5 years old. So I think it's part of me now, yes.
There's a lot of challenges when it comes to some of these competition, and I've talked about how it was difficult for you even to get a bike and all that, and try and compete in these competitions. You are the team captain for Kenya, and you've seen these challenges firsthand. Describe to us how the condition and the situation of a normal Kenyan, a normal athlete trying to get into triathlon, the challenges that they are facing.
Yeah, for me, my bike journey is such an up and down journey, and I think every Kenyan has faced this, and it's tough, but you just have to keep on working hard. I started off hiring a bike, like I've said. I progressed. I bought a bike worth 30,000 shillings, then 50,000 shillings, 100,000 shillings, and so on. Now I'm looking on getting something that's about 400 to 500,000 shillings. That's the standard of bikes. Yes.
Talking about cycling, you did cycle from Nairobi to Kitale to raise awareness for arthritis.
Yes.
What kept you going on that journey?
What inspired that? Because arthritis, we consider it na young guys. You see, we consider it as a disease. You're only 24, bana.
Yeah, you see, first of all, my grandfather, he's having issues. He used to run a lot, the legend, Kipchoge. So he's having a lot of issues with his bones and stuff. So I really do feel the pain, and I feel like that's somewhere maybe I could have been. And then there's also the lady we're building for is my mom's grandmother, my friend's like grandmother. So we're really trying to help raise awareness on that, because it's an issue that can be solved through drugs and being treated properly. So it doesn't have to get to a point where someone cannot walk. Yes.
Yeah.
You've talked about Kipchoge Keino, and he's a legend, a proper legend. You even have an named after him. What do you think? Because I will think growing up with such a legend,
you have shoes to fill.
You have shoes to fill. It's also a lot of pressure. Hata wezi, you can't like interact with other kids normally. How was it for you, like growing up with such a legend?
Hey, for me, it's an honor, Bana. It's an honor. It's opened doors that could not have been opened, probably. It's such an honor. I have the genes, at least that's helping
that's
me.
That's why you can run.
yes, that's why I can run. It's been such an honor. He helps me a lot. That's why I train. He gives me tips and tricks that have helped me. Actually, the last duathlon race that I won, it was his advice that really helped me. And yes, I keep on pushing for it.
And sticking on that matter now, as an endurance athlete, do you feel like Kenyan endurance athletes get enough visibility?
Of course, it's a growing thing. It's a growing thing. Endurance sports in Kenya is really big, but sports like triathlon and cycling need more investment in terms of social media coverage, and maybe in schools we should start doing triathlons in schools and cycling in schools, because that's where it starts. That's where the talent grows. And even after school, we need to have more events and more clubs. Yes, so I think that's where we need to work on.
Improve on it.
Yeah.
You see, you've talked about integrating triathlon in school. How did that shape you in terms of you starting swimming very early? Because I'm trying to wonder, how then do we integrate some of these things in school? Because some of us tulisoma polling station that hatuko na swimming pool and all that access. How do we integrate it now into our curriculum, into everything, now that we have the CBE that's trying to bring us away from class and focus into our different strengths?
Just the same way we're doing with sports, such as rugby and football and swimming. We have swimming in schools. That's the same thing. Just add cycling. There's running in school, so just the cycling part, and we combine all three sports. And you can have it in a term. Maybe in my school, I used to have swimming in first term and then football in second term. Just that's the same way you should incorporate triathlon in schools.
And you hold a law degree.
Yes.
It's very interesting.
Yes.
And you're also certified in mental health in elite sports.
Yes.
What inspired you to take, first of all, the mental health certification?
I think that's what separates me from a lot of people, or what separates others, because we can all be training and we can all have the talent, but you having a good mind, a strong mind, separates you and pushes you to even go further. Yes.
A good mind and a strong mind. That's heavy.
Yeah.
Because when you think about it, we've been talking with Nicolette Upper on the show severally about players' mental health. There's a lot that goes behind the scenes that a lot of people don't know. Maybe what pushed you to that direction here? This mental health, there's something more to it. Especially
when you feel like you're training, but your training isn't equating to your performance. It really does affect an athlete.
Yeah, it does affect an athlete, and that's why I studied it, so that I can also help people go through it. I think first you need to train your mind as you train your body, because they all work hand in hand. When you don't train your mind, your body will not perform, because you can start doing things like visualizing yourself, separating basically your identity from your performance. So it helps you in dealing with certain stresses, and you can be much more calmer when you're competing, and push for even stronger results. Yeah.
Did something push you to it, or it's something that you just realized, maybe we can strengthen these? I love you talking about strengthening my mind. I'm an athlete. I'm wondering, how do I do that? Because most of these athletes maybe aren't aware in terms of how am I strengthening in terms of my mental health, my mind, how am I doing it?
Okay. Of course, a lot of things pushed me. Like when I went for the Commonwealth Games in 2022, it was a bit tough. I'm at the biggest stage. I was quite young. I was 20 years old then. I'm racing with the top of the best in my sport. People I usually see on television, and of course that pressure gets to you. And later on, we did the research and we found out it just didn't get to me. It got to other teams, like the hockey team was really going through it, as well as the rugby team was going through it. So personally, facing that, I realized that your mental health, you need to really train your mental health so that you can improve. I've talked about visualization. I think that's the number one thing athletes need to do. They need to visualize their race before they do it. So I have a plan that I usually do before race. So the day before the race, I make out every minute. So what time will I sleep? What time will I wake up? What will I do when I wake up? Will I stretch for 5 minutes?
Wait, hizi vitu zikwangi like normal regular something like kama mimi najuanga nafaa nilale?
Yeah.
You have to specifically...
Yes, you have to write it down. You have to write it down every 5 minutes or every 3 minutes. Write it down, follow that whole program. It becomes a routine. And now when it's a routine, it's less toll on your brain, basically. Yes. And then, like I've also said, separate your identity from your performance. If you have one bad performance, you cannot just rely on that performance as it's shaping your career.
Yeah.
You're always gonna come back.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You've talked about the Commonwealth Games. You finished as the first Kenyan and the first East African as well. What was going through your mind? Because that's a big achievement.
Hey,
And you're
yes.
very young. 20 years, bro.
Yeah, it was the last two triathletes from Team Kenya who went there were not able to finish. And I really do thank God I was able to finish. And actually, I did a PB back then. And it was so amazing. It was so surreal. I had a lot of pressure, of course, good pressure. And I'm really thankful for growing the sport. After that, I think we were even recognized more by the sports ministry. So I'm really thankful for growing my sport in Kenya. Yeah.
Oh, your main goal, of course, must be the LA Olympics 2028. What does that mean for you when you qualify? I'm not going to say if, I'm going to say when.
Yes.
It's not a matter of if, it's
not a matter of
when.
it's when.
It just brings me closer to my goal of becoming world champion. It will be so good, especially having the background or family background that I have. So it will be good for me personally as well. That's actually my lifetime dream of going to the Olympics and maybe one day even getting the Olympic gold medal. That's what my aim is.
What do you think is your biggest hurdle between now and getting into LA 2028?
Okay, triathlon is not a cheap sport. I need to be going for a lot of elite level competitions. I'm looking at about 10 competitions in a year, and my budget alone for this year is close to 5-something million.
Wow.
Yes, which is a lot. So yes, that's the first hurdle. Of course, coaching. I need to go for
Top level
coaching, such as my swim. I think I really need to work on my swim. I need to have access to sports science facilities.
Yeah.
Because triathlon is an endurance sport,
Yeah.
so I need to really incorporate my science into it. Yes.
You've talked about a lot of money. 5 million is a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. And for a young guy in his 20s, early 20s, that's a very big challenge. And we've seen some athletes in terms of Angelo Kutoi come out and try and raise 10 million to support her career. Do you think there's a gap in terms of, because this is a lot of money we're talking about, do you think there's a gap in terms of corporates, in terms of the government coming in and sponsoring these athletes? Is there a gap, and how can we try and fill this gap?
Of course there's a gap, because I think corporates in Kenya just wait for you to succeed is when they're going to come and help
board.
you.
Yeah.
Yes, Kelvin Kiptum died without having a single Kenyan corporate
sponsoring him.
Yeah. Which
Yes.
is a very sad state of affairs.
It's actually a very sad thing. So I'd urge companies such as Kenya Airways. Kenya Airways supported me for some time when I was going to Eldoret. And I'd urge companies such as Kenya Airways to give us maybe reduced prices on their flights for people like us. We need to travel a lot.
Yeah.
If you're talking about 10 competition, that's a lot of travel.
Yes, so airlines, among other corporates, they should just come on board, support the vision, support the dream. They just don't hop on when we are there. Yes.
I think there's something you've said that's very important, and I think I really hope this reaches out to a lot of people within the corporate community. Is the fact that sponsorship doesn't necessarily have to be cash. If someone decides the bike that you need for 400k, I will, as the company, we will facilitate for that. Won't that wanasemanga Waswahili wanasema haba na haba? Won't that make it easier for you as athletes as well?
Yes, definitely. It will make it easier for us. And it would of course make things cheaper and lighter. Again, another thing that I may urge even the President William Ruto, reduce tax on sports, man. Like we need to get some shoes, you know. Everything is taxed nowadays. So if he can reduce some of that, it's going to help us. Yes.
And I think he's listening, because we are live on Facebook. We're also live on our YouTube channel, and you also can get the link on every social media platform. There is a link where you can listen to us from every part of the world, because you're raising an important issue, because you've talked about how expensive getting a bike is, how expensive getting a coach is. You see, when you get tax rebates or what do we call it, there's a word they call it here, lower in terms of the price, and it's a government thing that the Ministry of Sports, have you tried to approach the Ministry of Sports to try and have this conversation?
I've not yet tried approaching them to have this conversation, So hopefully there someone is listening,
Mm-hmm.
and hopefully someone will send this video to someone.
And
Yes.
get out there. It'll get to the right
Yes,
people.
it gets to the right hands. And yes, yeah, we should have some tax incentives, and
Mhm.
yeah, reduce the tax, man.
Do you feel like you're the federation that you fall under? Do you feel like they support you enough?
Yes, I think they're really trying.
Mm-hmm.
They really do try. We get to go for at least two events as
Mhm.
elites,
Mm-hmm.
and the juniors right now are trying to get to the Youth Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
They were in Malaysia last week.
Mm-hmm.
They really do trying. So I think the government is doing what they can, but I think they need to do more.
More.
Yes, because 2 events in a year is quite kidogo.
Mm-hmm.
And the budget is huge. The amount of money sports brings into Kenya
Yeah.
It's a lot.
is a lot of
Yes,
money.
Yes.
It's a lot of money. We need to have better facilities,
Mm-hmm.
and better support.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think sports tourism as a whole is
It's
we
so
can say
big.
it generally does create enough money for the country. I mean, we have 2 international events coming up. Actually, not 2, 3,
3
because we have
HSBC
HSBC
7
sevens, we
this
have
weekend.
golf, we have golf, we have
Mhm.
WRC in
Mhm.
the next 2 months.
Yes.
So that's
Next year we have AFCON.
yeah, that's
big,
a lot.
big.
It's a lot of money that's being generated that needs to be put into the right use.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and if you go to places like Iten, you're just gonna see wazungus
Yeah,
everywhere.
they come here and train.
Exactly, they
Mm.
come here and train, but we don't even have a track in
We
Iten.
don't
Come
have a
on.
track in 10.
Yes.
We had Akina Bridget, Akina, what do we call, Faith Kipyegon
Kipyegon,
complain
yeah.
about it.
Exactly. We don't have a track in Iten. The track in Eldoret is being built right now. Thankfully, after several years of stalling that. Yeah. And the only other track is Kasarani and Nyayo, where you
Mm.
have to still pay
Mhm.
to use those tracks. So they really do need to work on that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There's also something I want to know. When you're not training, tell me, what does a chill day look like for you? Because you see most of these athletes
Training na workout sessions.
ni kila saa. A chill day, like, tell us.
Hey man, my sport, I do 3 disciplines. I cannot afford to.
You don't
Just-
have
No
time.
rest.
Yeah, my rest is not there. But if I'm resting,
Mhm.
if it's a must, because again, for your mental health, there's things called burnout.
Mhm.
You can easily burn out. You can do maybe an active recovery, 30 minutes
Mhm.
of running or doing anything conversational pace. Just relax.
Mhm.
If you're too tired to do that, I can just be on YouTube watching anything to do with cars.
Mhm.
Yes, so I'm into cars. I love cars, automotive. Yeah.
You love cars.
So what other sports do you see that you have an interest in aside from what you're doing professionally?
Hey, my school was quite good. My school was quite good, so I did a lot of sports.
Mhm.
I think I know how to play several sports.
Mhm.
Table tennis, hockey,
Mhm.
basketball, football. I'm a national fan.
Makosa.
Hapo sasa ndo umeharibu.
Yeah, so I play a lot of those sports, but
Mhm.
again, I got injured when playing football, so I
Mhm.
try and avoid so many other sports.
Mhm.
What position are you playing
Yeah.
when you're playing football?
Since I am quite athletic, I used to be CDM or
Mhm.
right back, left back.
You
Yeah.
look like a right back or a right winger.
Yes.
Mhm.
yes.
Do you support local football like Gor Mahia, FC Leopards, any of that?
Yeah, I think I'd be more of a Gor Mahia fan. Yeah.
What's
I
your
like the way
allegiance
you
to
say-
Gor Mahia?
I like that you said I think I'll be more. What
I-
attracts you to the team?
I've lived in Kisumu.
Mhm.
I felt that fan base when they can watch games there in Kisumu.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think I'm more of a Gor Mahia fan.
You've talked about Arsenal. Do you think they're winning anything?
Of course, we're going to win this league.
I was just going to ask
Definitely.
because he said he's into cars. Is there a Formula One team that you support? Are you a Formula One fan?
I'm a Lewis Hamilton fan.
Lewis
So
Hamilton
how are you
is dating
taking the
No,
Kardashian.
news?
I'm a Lewis Hamilton
How are you
fan.
taking the news coming out of Lewis Hamilton's camp?
It's okay. It's okay. We have accepted it.
You know about
Yeah.
the Kardashian cast?
Yes.
You're aware of that?
Yes, I'm aware of that. But it's okay. Yeah. I also like Checo Perez.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, but I've not been so much into F1 this year. But
Mhm.
I'm a Lewis Hamilton fan. After they stole our world champion that time, I think I just went down. I stopped watching the
Max,
Yes, Max.
aliwapiga hatu break wakafungana.
Tulikuwa mawakili, we read all those articles. They broke our hearts.
Your law degree came into
Yes.
We'll take a short break. When we come back, of course, you can join the conversation by WhatsApping us on 0733222105, and you can call us live and direct on 0748999111. Of banter, and I'm in studio with
Hesbon Nyamari, the king of sports.
Have you decided that's the one you're using? What?
Not yet. Say hata naweza kuwa Okal 001.
Hey, I like that. And of course we have been talking with Joseph Okal, who is a triathlon athlete, very impressive at the age of 24. We really like what you're doing. We need to rally all the Kenyans who are listening right now to stand behind him. He's trying, we're not trying, he's going to be in the Olympics 2028.
Amen to that.
Yeah, there was something we were talking about
in
terms of contracts and how important it is for players, because you are a lawyer, you go through these contracts. I was checking up with some issues that we've been having in terms of sports in Kenya. Some of the players hawajalipo in terms of 2-3 months, and they're not aware what is in their contract. We have had a lot of termination of contracts, and players are not aware about what happens. How do we enlighten these players and athletes in general?
I think the Law Society of Kenya needs to get some lawyers on board. Thankfully, I'm now a lawyer, and soon I'll be an advocate. So I'll be pushing for that. I think athletes just don't need to sign these things. They need to do their research. I mean, we even have a chat GPT, you know, or you can go to your nearest lawyer and ask, because this is your career. This is probably 3 or 4 years of your life. So you need to really know what you're signing, and yes, just be in touch with the law out here. Yeah.
I think it's a factor I feel like that really affects athletes, because I mean, we've seen it time and time again. It's very easy for a club to say, just because we don't have money, let's terminate your contract. But I think the fact that you need to realize they're two separate entities. I have a contract with you. However, your finances perform along the way.
That's your problem.
That's a you problem. You still owe me X amount.
Exactly.
I think maybe how in the next, let's say, 10 years, when now you're a fully fledged advocate, is sports law something that you'd want to pursue? Is it something that you feel like you need to do moving forward?
Of course, for sure. I think I need to call out some of these betting companies. Some of your contracts are just so bad, and that's something I really want to protect other athletes from, you know, such as I was about to sign a contract with one famous betting company, and they were only going to give me 100,000 shillings for my image rights for about
a month. 100,000 a month.
No, 100,000 shillings one off for about 14 months. So they can use and then they have sole ownership, and this is something that people don't really read. So if they have sole ownership, it means they don't need to ask you when they want to use your image. They can use your image for that period of time. They can put it on cars, they can put it on billboards, and I've just given you that 100k, you've signed something off, you've gotten your money, umeenda kuambia mwili pole, you know, and you think it's okay, but some of these things really need to be worked on. At least there's a new policy coming up, and let's wait and see if it's going to be implemented and change.
Yeah, and if you think about it, 100k even won't get you the bike that you desire, you know.
Yeah. 100k is a drop in the ocean, honestly.
We have a phone call online. Let's just hear what. Hello, SportyFM. Hello. Tunaongea na nani?
Yani ni Steve.
Karibu tena Steve. Tuambie.
Mimi niko poa. Salimia Mr. Okala.
Nasalimika.
Yeah, ningependa kucomment hapo kwa shule zetu kuhusu mambo na cycling, swimming. Unajua sisi shule tumesoma vile Hesbon amesema ni polling station. Hizi vitu tunaziona kwa private schools na international schools zenye ziko hapa Kenya. Public schools ni vigumu kupata. That's why unaona hata hii mchezo ijajulikana sana kwa Kenya. But tukitilia maanani huko mashinani kuna watu wanaweza practice kuswim, kucycle, na mbio. Mbio tunaanza vizuri, tunafika huku juu na kwa huko chini. Kuna counties ziko na talent na support na ndio hakuna. So hapo tu ndio nameona kuna shida kidogo. Lakini gava ikitilia maanani, at least public schools like in a division or in a ward kukuwa at least na swimming pool 3 kwa shule fulani specific zenye wanafunzi wanaweza enda practice. Ndio sasa tutapata hiyo ni players wenye watakuja kuparticipate.
Tuta increase your talent pool tuseme.
Yes.
Itakuwa increased.
I think
kitu kingine about kupata sponsorship ama mfadhili mwenye atakusaidia pia talent yako ikue. Hii Kenya nimeona wengi hukuja wakati ushauza jina, imejulikana, trend. Sasa hapo ndo wana grab wafanye biashara zao. Wakichoka na wewe pia wanakudrop tena, wanatafuta mwingine upcoming tena. Hiyo ndo kitu nimeona hapa Kenya. Kwa sijaiona tu mtu anajitokeza ukiwa pale chini akuja kushike mkono aseme nitagwama na wewe mpaka venye utasucceed. Ni ngumu.
Ni ngumu sana.
That's why hatupati watu wanahitajika kufanya kitu fulani yenye inafaa kuendeleza maisha yao.
Kweli
kabisa.
Sasa story ya huyu anaitwa Oktoi. Huyo demu angekuwa anaitisha sahi. Angekuwa ashakuwa promoted mbele huko na watu wengine huko wenye wanafaa wanaona wanaweza tumia hiyo chance kuimprove upande wao wa biashara venye huwa wanapenda. Na pia yeye apate venye anaweza succeed kuhusu kutokana na talent yake.
Kweli.
Yeah. Then Queen. Nataka kuuliza swali.
Niambie.
Kwako tu. Frequency ya Busia ni gani?
Frequency kwa sahi bado we are working on it, lakini ikipatikana lazima tutakwambia.
Inakuja very soon. Ni work in progress. Unajua si tunanga failed promises. Ni kitu tuna work on.
Nataka watu wa Busia wapate hizi information mnaongelea hapo, pia wao watoe views zao, kwa sababu ukianza kuwasikiza watu wako huko kwa ground chenye wanaona huko, hata wewe utawahurumia tu.
Kweli hiyo ni working progress.
Mimi najaribu kuongea hapa. Mimi sasa niko Nairobi. Huko Busia mambo niliacha iliniboa, hata nikaamua sasa siwezi fuatilia.
Sasa wewe unataka tukupatie kazi moja
Yeah.
Unaambia watu wako pale Busia wanaenda pale Facebook page, kuna link iko kwenye bio wanaweza tusikiza from there.
Share nao polepole.
Good.
Yeah, na kuna wengine na watag kidogo na waleta ukianza kufuatilia account yangu ya Facebook nimeanza at least kushare kama lives zenu. Mostly napatanga na nuanga data jioni, juu mchana niko busy. Yeah.
Asante sana, tunakuona na tunakushukuru kwa kitu tunafanya. Pia unaambia una director wa YouTube page pia. Asante sana Steve.
Sawa. Baada ya hizo niko na wewe, tunarudi pale kwa EPL tu.
Sawa, usijali. Okay, do you think what is raising is key in terms of having 1 or 2, 3 swimming pools and some of these
that are accessible to the other
public schools because it's a very big challenge.
Yeah, of course, talent is everywhere. It's everywhere in the country. Not only actually Mombasa have the best swimmers because of Bandari and the ocean. Because they have the access to the ocean, they can go and they can swim, they can train, and I think having this in Kisumu, Eldoret, or everywhere else will increase the amount of athletes we can produce in Kenya. And having it in schools, like he's just said, maybe 3 schools per county. It's going to be a big game changer. Yeah, definitely it's going to be and there's money for it, so we just need to invest it in the right places and have the right people up there. I think the CS or even at least the PS, it's not supposed to be political. It needs to
be proper sportsmen and women.
Exactly, it needs to be proper sportsmen and women,
people who have the sport in their heart, because we've been seeing a lot really promises, failed promises. Training tracks wanasema tutatengeneza, never happening. It's a lot of problems when it comes to sports, and that department, as you've said, really needs a key highlight.
Yes, for sure, it really does need a key highlight. Thankfully the current PS and CS, they've really been working hard. The new policy is actually coming up, so hopefully it gets implemented. So but number one, we just need the right people at the top, people who have passion for this. Yes, so we can.
And the business aspect.
Yes, of course. Of course, the business aspect
has to be there.
Yes, I think FKF is really trying.
FKF is trying,
FKF, Hussein Mohammed, give him a big shout out.
So before we let you go, Joseph, if you want to get in touch, if they want to help you, how do they reach out to you?
I'm managed by House of Heroes. So you can contact House of Heroes World or my Instagram account, Joseph Okal. I'm also Facebook, Joseph Okal. My email is josephokal111@gmail.com. Yes, you can get in contact with me through those social media platforms.
Thank you very much for honoring our call, and hopefully we will be here announcing you when you go and do good things in LA 2028.
And you must come back here.
Amen. I'll come back here. Hopefully with something heavy.
Exactly.
That's
now you're talking.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.